All right, Carol, come on up. Give her a hand. Yeah.
I came from Texas to tell this story. So the phone rings, and I'm busy, and it's my mom, but she's only going to call back. God damn it. So I pick up the phone, and she says, Carol! And it is my name. But she is saying so much more. She is saying, why don't you pick up the phone when I call? Why don't you call me? And I'm your mother. Hi, Mom. She says, well, I am so glad you picked up because I am in the store right now. Apparently, my mom is having a shopping emergency. Me and my mom are so different. Like, for one thing, she is a Republican, and I'm a Democrat. She was a stay-at-home mom, and I work in software. She loves to talk about sales, and do not ever tell her I said this. But sometimes, I pay full price. I say, hi, Mom, and she says, well, I have to know something. Do your girls like pillow pets? And I'm like, yeah, they do, but they already have a Mom. And she says, well, I have to know this because I am in Barnes & Noble right now, and they have pillow pets on sale. And I'm like, well, that's just great. And she says, yes, and they're never on sale, and I really want to get them. I'm very excited about this, but I just want to know, do your girls like pillow pets? And I'm like, yes, Mom, they do, but they already have them. And she says, well, it's okay. I guess I won't get them then, but you know how I like to buy Christmas presents when there's a good sale. And I say, Mom, you know it's August. So this other time, it's like a 12-hour workday. It's the end of the day. It's 7 o'clock. I haven't eaten yet. I am so hungry. And I check my messages. And my mom has called every day for 3 days. And I know I'm in trouble. And I call her. And she says, Carol Marie. That's how I know I'm really in trouble. I'm like, yes, Mom. And she says, I've been trying to call you because Beatrice has died. And I feel bad because Beatrice is her cousin, and Beatrice has been fighting cancer, and I really like Beatrice. And I say, I'm sorry, Mom. And she says, I've been trying to call and tell you, but you haven't picked up your calls. And I said, I'm sorry. And she says, you won't believe what happened. She says, everyone came together and made a meal for the funeral. This is my mom. Like my mom, she is the leader of the Helping Hands ministry at her church. And this is a group of ladies. They make meals and they visit and they give car rides to people in need for a congregation of over 4,000 people. Their specialty is funeral reception meals. They make meals for hundreds of people on 2 days' notice at no cost to the families. My mom's a badass. Yeah. So Beatrice is not in the same part of town, so my mom has to use her skills, and she calls all of the relatives and all of her friends, and she asks them to bring just the right combination of meats and vegetables, salads and desserts. She doesn't forget the beverages and the paper products. So she proceeds to list every single person that she called and what they all agreed to bring. It was quite a long list. It made me really extra hungry. And she listed the meats first, of course, because they're the most important, especially the 5 pounds of country sausage from Uncle Bobby. So I know that she's really not talking about food. She's talking about missing her friends. So that was all right. So there's this other time I'm visiting my family for the holidays, and my mom bursts into the living room, and she says, Carol! And I'm like, how can I get in trouble? I'm right here. Like, I haven't done anything wrong yet. But she says, I need your help. So she's already started this mission. She has got to know if the parish hall is available on the weekend for a funeral or if she's going to have to rent a space. So she has already called the priest, and she's already called the direct line of every single staff member of St. Bernadette's Church. She has also done all of this detective work to find the priest's personal cell phone number and called him on it, but still no priest. So we go to the church, and we look in the church, and we look in the day chapel, and we look in each and every classroom of St. Bernadette Church, which is like 20 classrooms. And then we look in the life center, and we look in the parish hall, no priest. So then me and my mom go to the personal home of the priest of St. Bernadette Church and knock on his door, risking a stalking charge for sure at this point, and he is not home. And we get back in the car, and she says, well, I guess it's all right. I'm going to see him in a few hours at Mass anyway. And she's freaking me out. I'm like, Mom, how can you do this? Like, it's like your sense of urgency is like all over the freaking world. You just splatter it, and like it's some kind of modern painting, and you're missing the freaking canvas. But as we're sitting there in the car, there's this weird thing, like it feels kind of oddly familiar, and I wonder if it could be just a coincidence. But this sense of urgency, it feels just like how I feel at work, and it feels just like my mom when she calls me, how I feel, and no matter what job and no matter what boss and no matter where I am, I always feel a sense of urgency. And it's really weird that to feel like the same time you're really, really annoyed with your mom, you realize you are just like your mom. Thank you.
Outstanding. Give her a hand.